today, and I'm gonna be real with you. I really don't want to fucking go anywhere. Like the amount of stress I feel trying to figure out how I should look is stressing me. Like I literally have been preparing a wig, and the whole time I'm curling it, I'm like, I don't want to fucking wear it. But there's also a part of me that's like, and I hate the thought. I hate this thought process, but it's like in any other situation, I would rather someone just know that like how I look is not what they like. But when it comes to like finding a job, I feel like the last time I went for a job interview, I had my natural hair and I got the job. But I don't know. There's a part of me that's not so sure. Again, I feel like the ways that I don't know how I should look at this job interview is why I really came here. Because usually I really don't think about shit like that. I just fucking get dressed and go. But today I've been just sitting with like, oh, like what if they're anti-black? What if they say something about my wig? Like what if? And I'm just not. I'm just not where I used to be anymore. I guess like it's been like the last time I went for a job interview was August, and it's January, and I'm not sure. Thanks, John. I'm just really not sure how I'm supposed to look at this thing. And so I'm trying to gather my makeup supplies to look like something. Because, as I said, I really don't fucking know. I also want to be candid that, like, last time I was here, I was talking about expatting to fucking Jamaica. And in retrospect, that was fucking crazy. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, I don't purport to know what all is about to happen next. I'm pretty fucking sure I'm not going to fucking Jamaica. And not even just because it's homophobic as fuck there. And my gay ass will probably get hurt just existing. It's also because bitch, I'm not from there. And I feel like I'm not trying to be acting like I'm from America, but I kind of am, I guess. So I feel like there's a part of me that as much as I want to leave America, it's like, is that even ethical? It's like, shouldn't I have to be stuck here? And there's a part of me that's like, fuck it. Because it's like, most of my recent family is happy to be here. Most of my recent family is like, shut up. America's great. And so, I don't know. I think about what my friend Ren said. They said they're not leaving. They said they got too much work to do here. And they're one black person that, look, I'm not saying most black people have said that to me because they have not. Most black folks are resting. And yet, like, of course it's black queer, of course it's black trans people. Like, of course it's the most marginalized. Who are like, no, I'm not going to rest. And it's like, bitch. And here I am trying to figure out how I should look at a job interview. It's another hotel, bitch. I'm trying to just make it make fucking sense. I'm tired of being fucking broke as hell. I've been trying to fucking uplift my situation to community, and I just feel like people are really not interested in supporting. And now it just feels very much like everybody disassociating, everybody trying not to pay attention to the fact we're living in Nazi times, Holocaust times, and it's like, it's a lot. I'm nothing. I'm a bitch having a good time. Man, if y'all would have told me it was Nazis coming, bitch, I don't know what I would have fucking did. And yeah, I'm smoking my fucking roaches, bitch. I absolutely am, bitch. That's what's going on right now. But yeah, no, I haven't had to put on makeup in like months. I feel kind of crazy right now. Trying to do it, but you know, I feel like I gotta give them realness today. I feel like I gotta really do it big and play like I really give a fuck about this. And I don't want to. I really don't want to, bitch. And on top of it, it's the way that I haven't done my makeup in so long that I really don't want to do like front desk worker makeup. Like I want to fucking do some drag queen shit. So this is gonna be hilarious. Watch me not get the job just because I was doing way too fucking much. But no, let me not be defeatist. Let me not be defeatist. I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe I'll get this job, maybe I won't. But as far as I'm concerned, bitch, I don't know what the fuck coming. If I get this job, that'll be really fucking cute. The pay is nice. And it's a night job too, so I'll be able to at least have the day to myself. What up, little baby girl? I hope you're doing good. I'm getting ready for a job interview. I'm not excited about it. I'm screaming. Man, I fucking do not miss putting on makeup. Like, honestly, bitch, like, there's just something so dystopian about this. And again, I'm not trying to trigger anybody. I know that, like, some people really love makeup, and I really feel like I don't hate makeup. It's just like, ugh, like, I'm just having that moment. It's just like, man, all of, like, the anti-trans rhetoric, all of the ways that I know, like, oh, fuck, and, like, that's something I wasn't thinking about, but all the ways that so many women of color are going to be trying to look more white. I did not think about that. I forgot that, like, white women are, like, the symbol of, like, all women. That womanhood is couched in whiteness. I'm so fucking shook for what this shit is about to look like. It's like even me putting on this wig, like that's what it's gonna look like. People fucking like assimilating. It's like I really don't want to put this wig on. I really don't. Oh, little baby girl, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Marcel, I appreciate it. Again, I don't want to put on makeup, but again, I really feel like I can't afford to not get this job. And I feel like when you start thinking like on some scarce mindset shit, you start thinking about all the ways you can do something to control something that's out of your control. And so in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put on this wig, I'm gonna paint my face, and I'm gonna get this job. And like, yeah, I'm saying that to myself, but I'm also like, you have to keep doing that. Like, that's why I'm taking a fucking little smoke break, because it's like, yeah, like all of this anxiety that I'm feeling, like I'm gonna keep feeling that, like until I know like what's going on, and like I'm not gonna know for a while. I just forgot. Like I did not think I would have like PTSD from this last job, bitch. I did not think I would be scared to go to an interview, but here we are. Yeah, no, I was living in New Orleans when you were watching. Boba, look at you sharing with the girlies. I appreciate you so much. Just thank everybody for being out here. I'm screaming. Y'all are hilarious. But yeah, no, I used to live in New Orleans. I used to live in a house with like a bunch of people. We were trying to live anti-capitalistically. Unfortunately, we were very young and we did not know what the fuck that meant. And I also think a lot of people just wanted to move to New Orleans because the rent for the house was like $125 per person. So for the most part, I want to say it was not a crazy place, but I think unfortunately we were all not from New Orleans trying to live there, and I think that was the issue. You feel me? Like at the end of the motherfucking day, I think that sometimes we're not really considering like I don't know. I like then this is gonna sound how it sounds, but I think it's possible to be on some colonizer shit like within the United States as a United States citizen. Like in retrospect, I do think, and some people might be like, bitch, but what I'm trying to offer is like I'm from fucking Connecticut. I did not need to leave Connecticut necessarily to do any of the things I'm doing. Let me not do that. I feel like I'm from Connecticut. I went to school in Boston. Like, I'm from the fucking East Coast. I know nothing about the South other than I have Southern relatives from Virginia. I've met a few times, gone to a few family reunions, but I am not a Virginia person. Like, I'm not claiming Virginia like that. I'm just saying I have people from Virginia. But outside of that, I have no fucking I have no claim to New Orleans. So with that being said, like me wanting to go back there, it's like I feel like I'll forever want to go back to New Orleans. That's a forever feeling. If you go, you'll understand what I'm saying. But me really going there is like not realistic anymore. Like there's a lot of things. Like just like I said when I first got here, it's like I'm over here talking about trying to go to Jamaica through my father, and it's like, bitch, to do what? Displace some people? It's like, man, it's the way that like it's the way that I think I'm trying to avoid the war, and it's just not possible. And in fact, we're already fucking in it. That's the thing. I'm gonna keep on smoking, but I want you not to smoke. How like that? I would never call New Orleans spooky just because I feel like the historical connotation of that word it can be quite anti-black. Just putting that out there. But I would say that New Orleans is definitely a place where a lot of black folks have unfortunately experienced a lot of pain, and on top of that, have experienced some uh, some liberation. But I think the thing about New Orleans that I remember loving the most was that the people from there have so much pride. They're so happy to be from there. They have so many things that they're invested in terms of community projects. Like it's just the way that like the people from there know when certain things are coming and happening, and it's all quite cultural and all quite uh it feels more like a town. I feel like that's the thing about New Orleans. I think that people may not realize is that like it has a small town feel. Like you really start to notice like people over and over again because everyone's very local. And again, there's just this vibe of like, there's definitely way more black people there than white. And so there's a feeling when you're in a place like that. Like when you're in a place where there's mostly black people, it's not the same as growing up in Connecticut. I grew up in Connecticut. People be asking me like, where the fuck is that? Baby, it's right underneath New York. It's little as fuck. Like literally, if you look at a map of the world, it's so insignificant. But being from Connecticut means that like I've lived predominantly around white people. And not just that, but I predominantly lived around white people, and the people of color around them were a lot of times assimilating and aspiring to be exceptional. So with that being said, when I went to Boston and I was in school there, I couldn't tell you shit about Boston. I feel like I just was in school there. Couldn't really tell you much about Massachusetts. I just was in school there. But when I went to New Orleans, I lived. And I feel like that's the difference. Is like I wasn't living in Boston, even though I was free in a way that I wasn't before college. I still didn't live in Boston. Like I think I was like I tried to say this in the last video. I was very much my senior year of high school planning on losing weight, and I had bought some weight loss pills. And I want to say like this is like when the internet had just like at least for me like the internet was like I wasn't anybody online at that point. Like I was literally just a bitch with a laptop. I was in foster care, so like my social worker had bought me a laptop. And so I remember like I was sitting in my dorm room the week before my roommate came because she was my friend who had been in our college for a year before me. So all the freshmen came first, and then your roommate, if they were an older person, came after. And I was just like sitting with these weight loss pills, and I want to say it was like the Trim Spa. I want to say it was Trim Spa, or it could be the ones that were sold by the Biggest Loser people, because I think I was watching the Biggest Loser around that time as well. And I remember telling my friend like before I left Connecticut, I was like, look at me right now. I was like, just look at me. Because in my mind, I'm like telling her, like, memorize how fat I am right now. It's so fucked to say this. But I'm like, look at how fat I am right now. Because in my mind, I'm just like, oh, I'm going to take these pills. I remember like the first week or month of college, probably the first week, but let's be real, I was going on like long ass mile long walks and shit. I was taking the weight loss pills, but I want to say that like maybe at the end of the week before my roommate came, I was Googling like the weight loss pills, just just because I could. This was not a typical process. Like we weren't Googling like that at that point. Sure, we were searching things. Sure. But we weren't doing deep dives. Like I want to say like dead ass, like this was the time when I was still like watching Alex Jones. I was still thinking like 9/11 was an inside job. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there were some things going on. I don't want to go up into it. But at that point, I feel like the internet was just a place for me to watch Alex Jones, bitch. Like I was really not doing anything. And I remember like Googling like the pills that I had, and there were so many videos of people talking about their hair falling out, people talking about like not being able to lose weight at all and like just getting sick. And I just remember like throwing them away and just feeling like, damn, like this ain't it. Like me trying to lose weight, me trying to not be a fat bitch anymore, like that's not real. And so again, like I think I just focused on like friendship and like being close to people. But I do remember like thinking about like changing my body for other people, and just so that other people would look at me differently. Um, what do you mean an environmental issue? Oh, New Orleans? I mean, personally, I feel like when it comes down to it, New Orleans is the kind of place where there are so many black and brown people that our anti-black ass world be feeling like it makes sense to disenfranchise them and put them through all types of shit. And so with that being said, there is a layer of this conversation where I have to be candid that like I came post Katrina. I came 5 years post Katrina, and then I came like maybe 10 years post Katrina, or 7, maybe even 9. But I was in New Orleans multiple times, and I want to be super candid that when I was in New Orleans, I did not know shit about it. I just went there because I wanted to not live where I lived anymore. I was in a relationship with a dude. It was not a good relationship, but that didn't really matter. I just wanted to be in a relationship, and then I realized like I could probably move away. I could probably find a person to be with, maybe. Or not a person to be with, but I could probably like find a what you call it, a person to rent a room from. And so that's what I did. I rented a room in New Orleans. There is a lot of snow here, unfortunately. But yeah, no, I didn't know nobody in NOLA. I didn't know no fucking body, but I was aware. I was very aware that I could move out there and maybe meet somebody, and maybe meet some people, and maybe meet a crew. But the first time I went down there, it wasn't that. The first time I went down there, I lived with these white bitches, and it was cool. But they were just kind of, I don't know. One of them was mean, one of them was nice, and the mean one, I don't know, bro. She was Russian or some shit, and the other one, she was an artist, and it made me sad because I feel like I really wanted to know her for like my whole life. Like she's just a really cool person. But at the same time, I feel like after I got robbed at gunpoint, they were kind of just like, bitch, pay your rent. And I was like, bitch, I want to pay my rent, but I can't do anything right now. I literally got robbed at gunpoint on my way out of the state. So at some point, me and my ex ended up like paying them back, but it took a while. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. Because I wanted to fucking do it, and I didn't want to like be on some lump sum shit. And maybe I'm shady, but I just feel like the way they cussed me out just had me like, fuck y'all. And in retrospect, probably why we're not cool. If I went to NOLA right now, I'd want to go to the King and Queen hoodoo shop, just cause it's good vibes in there. I would go to Half Moon to get a sandwich and a drink. Probably stop at Flora Cafe. Definitely go to Mardi Gras Zone and get some fucking pizza. Pizza was pretty fucking bad. Again, if you don't like fucking pizza, don't do it. But Mardi Gras Zone is like a little bougie grocery store down like down from like a bunch of like, there's like a corner where there's like a bunch of like musical places, which is cool. If you're into live music, I feel like just find Flora Cafe, and you're in a perfect place to just walk around and listen to music that feels kind of small neighborhood vibes. But at this point, I don't feel comfortable telling y'all to go downtown like that, Loki. I know that it's probably unlikely another terrorist attack will happen, but I want to be super candid that I don't feel comfortable telling you how to do that. But Cafe Du Monde in Mid City, definitely do that. Definitely go to Mid City. Honestly, that's where a lot of folks are at. Like downtown New Orleans is very Caucasian. Mid City, if you're looking to find like a local spot just to post up, that's where you want to go. Mid City. Do not go to the Seventh Ward, bitch, because it's raggedy white people out there. That's scary as hell. Like, I mean that with so much love. Stay your ass in the car on the Seventh Ward, bitch. Like I said, it's very raggedy white people, and it's very terrifying. Again. In the South, there are some very scary white people, and I don't want y'all to deal with that. So just pay attention when you go down there. And any place you want to go to, look at the reviews because somebody black will let you know what's going on. I haven't been there for a while. So my information is coming from like being there and like the last time I was there was like what, 2017? It's been a minute. I went to Colorado right after there as well. So and I want to say I had like 3 different lives when I lived in NOLA. The first time I lived in NOLA, I was kicking up this girl and I was just vibing. The second time I went, oh, that was so scary. That was the scariest thing that happened. I'm so sorry I dropped you like that. Like, damn, my daughter. But yeah, no, I feel like, yeah, just pay attention when you're in the Seventh Ward because it's white people that's very strange white people, very scary. But yeah, what was I gonna say? I would not go to the downtown Cafe Du Monde. I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of places that are downtown are in Mid City. So just PS on that. Thank you, bitch. Listen, I'm trying to give myself some life. I'm trying to get some life, bitch. It's at that point in winter, bitch, where I look like a cigarette butt, bitch, honestly. It's about that time. So I'm trying to wake up that red undertone. You feel me, bitch? Listen. I know it was looking a little warm, but we was in the, you know what I mean? We was in the shadows. But in the light of day, I'm gonna watch her tonight. Don't worry, bitch. Don't worry. But yeah, I appreciate you. Thank y'all for loving my luster, my glow, my allure. I'm really trying it out here. I'm trying to look cute. I have a job interview. I'm feeling weird about it. I really don't want to go. But I need some fucking money, bitch, badly. I am the brokest I've been in a while. It is terrifying, low key, to be broke right now. Just because, again, you see the price of hot dogs, you see the price of motherfucking candy bars. It's distressing. And on top of it, I'm just feeling very much like, what is the fucking point, bitch? Like, what is the motherfucking point? Like, when can we be in a co-op? When can we start living in villages? Like, I'm literally tired. I'm so fucking tired, bitch. It's just, again, I'm not trying to overwhelm and talk too much about anything that's going on that's actually super overwhelming. So just know that if anybody did want to talk about something really wild, I'm open, but I'm not about to broach that topic just because, again, it feels like, sweetie, you know, every time I turn around, they're like, oh, Alexa doesn't know what Abraham Lincoln did. I'm like, oh, Alexa don't know what Abraham Lincoln did. Okay. All right. Okay. I just feel like white people are just, they're just, yeah, I don't know. It's wild. It's wild to see all the white people creating content right now. It's so wild. It's so wild to see it. It's wild. Because it's like, what are we talking about? So many of them being like, oh, and that's another thing too. I just feel like it's such a wild thing to watch. Like I've been in certain spaces noticing just reactions to things. And it's the way that like all of my trans followers are just like, and water's fucking wet. Like white supremacy is fucking out here. Like we're all under attack. And it's the way it's the way I've seen some people that I like, I don't know. I'm not trying to do too much, but bitch, like I've seen some folk just pop out. Like, bitch, the homophobia and transphobia right now is actually very alarming. I know a lot of people who are a part of the LGBTQIA already know, like, we've been under attack, bitch, water is wet, a pig's pussy is pork, but it's just the way that I've just noticed people popping out and letting it be known like they're really not here. Like they really could give one fuck what happens to queer people. And it's just the way, and I have to say this. It's the way that some folks of color are letting it be known that they think that most queer people are motherfucking predators, are people that are unworthy of support and care and even livelihood. And again, it's just the way that I have noticed a few folks of color, a handful, bitch, just being super candid about how they do not give a fuck about queer people. And even last night, I was on Clubhouse. I don't know if anybody still has that app. I feel like the first time it was out, it was pretty fun. At this point, it's whatever. Hey, I'm getting ready. But yeah, no, it's the way that I was on Clubhouse last night and everybody was over here trying to make fun of people. And it was annoying me because at one point somebody had the nerve to say, like, oh, like they just kept talking about some illegals. And I'm like, can we just say undocumented folk? Can we really like humanize these people? I'm like, because I don't think y'all realize like how Hitler-esque this shit is sounding. Like y'all are really dehumanizing people to make a case for them to not fucking be here. And we already know that they're in trauma. We already know that they're going through something. So it's like we're really not being mindful about how we're talking about people. And motherfuckers had the nerve to be like, oh, well, why don't you let the illegal people sleep at your house? And it's like, girl, like this is what we're doing. Again, I just feel like we're in a time where people are just letting it be known that they're okay with harm happening to people. And again, it's the way that the conversation was going. People talking about some Latinos voted for Trump. Sure did. But undocumented people can't vote. So what are we talking about? And so it's the way that I feel like people are like wanting to retaliate. And I feel that so strongly. And it's awkward because I feel like I didn't realize that the people that didn't necessarily vote for Trump but hate queer people were going to pop out like they are right now. Like it is the homophobia, the queerphobia, the transphobia. And I hate it. I really hate it here. It's like I feel very strongly that as much as I fuck men and a lot of times be having a boyfriend, like I am gay as hell. Like I have to stress this that I am still trans. Like I'm still agender even when I'm with a man. Um I have different ways of seeing myself, holding myself. Like being a queer person is not a bad thing. Being trans is not a bad thing. Um, mm, I don't know, bitch. I don't know. What I do know is I really didn't want to put on makeup today, but I felt like if I didn't, it would be a waste of doing fuck. Oh, bitch. Oh, this girl. This girl said water. She said, oh, water. Pray for me, bitch. Just fucking pray for me, because on top of me not wearing fucking makeup, bitch, I have not been prepared to fucking wear makeup either. I have not been thinking about it like that. I have not been worried about it. I do not care. I feel like that's another layer. It's like that's not a part of me being queer or trans, me not wanting to wear makeup or nothing. But I know some people may not understand what I'm saying. When I say I'm trans, I'm saying fuck you. I'm saying I don't need to fucking do shit to prove anything. If I wear a dress or a wig, that doesn't mean shit. If I put on lipstick, that doesn't mean shit. If I look more feminine today, and then tomorrow when you see me, I look like I wear underwear with dick holes in them. Bitch, honestly, like, let me go. Let me go. And at my funeral, y'all better not put me in a dress. That's all I gotta say about that. I want some motherfucking jeggings, if anything. Or maybe doubloons. I don't know, babe. But again, does that really make me not a femme person? me not wanting to be one or me not feeling like one, yes, that's all it fucking takes. If you're telling me that being a woman is X, Y, or Z, I really don't give a fuck at a certain point. I think that that's what some people don't want to hear. Is like, I know that I can be a Queen Latifah. I know I can be a Roseanne. I know I can be a high femme. I know I can be a sweatsuit femme. I get that. I'm not, though. I'm not. I'm nothing of the sort. In fact, I feel like, if anything, I feel like I'm probably closer to a man than I am a woman, if I'm being super candid. Like, if we were gonna really think about like ratios, I feel like I have way more in common with men than femmes. And I know that that's gonna sound crazy, but I think about the ways that, I think about why I haven't dated many femmes, and it's because I don't want to be a shitty ass man. Honestly, it's like when I date men, I know how to treat them good. I know like the femme programming of treating a man good. When I'm with a femme person, I literally am realizing like I really don't know how to love that person, and I'm realizing that late as fuck. That like I'm thinking that I can just treat this femme person like my boyfriend, and I can't. So again, it's the way that when I'm with a femme person, I'm over here thinking of myself as more masculine of center compared to that person because I don't feel femme. Like, I'll put on the makeup and shit. I'll look femme all day. But this is just a costume to me. This doesn't feel like I'm doing anything really. It just feels like I'm painting my face. It feels like I'm also adhering to gender norms in some way, shape, or form. It also feels like I am, gaining desire capital. When you put on makeup, obviously we don't all feel this way, but when you put on makeup, when you put in certain effort, you kind of know that you're going to get some reward. And I think about it like that. I think like I dress femme because I know I have the most social capital as a femme person. And I feel like that's something to name. Like there are some people out there that know, like, when they put on that wig, when they put on that drag, they get the most social capital versus when they do not do a damn thing and exist in the world. So I want to be candid that like some people here may be eggs. An egg is a trans person that has not cracked yet, that hasn't realized, oh shit, this is performance, this is drag, this is play, this is a mask, maybe. So with all that being fucking said, I feel like for me, once I realized I could make myself look a way to where people would treat me nicer, I was like, girl, why wouldn't I look that way every fucking day? Why wouldn't I go to sleep with the wig on? Why wouldn't I keep the makeup on even when I went to sleep? You get what I'm saying here? It's like at some point, you're like, hold on, hold on, hold on. There is a consequence for me taking this off. Just like there's a privilege for me putting it on. What time is it, baby?
106.
106?
Yeah.
Okay. We need to leave in 10 minutes. I love ya.
Yeah.
Ah, he just woke up. So supportive. Taking me to my job interview. Aretha. Anyways, I'm about to dip on y'all. But I just wanted to say that being a trans person is not a bad thing. It's really not. Learning how to describe yourself. We're not all taught. So I'm going to leave you with a lot of this shit is performance. And sometimes our comfort or lack of comfort is why we do what we do. Some of us don't inherently want to dress up femme, but we know if we do, we'll benefit. Some of us know if we make that appointment, buy that hair, buy that makeup, buy those contact lenses, bitch. Because I don't even want to go down the contact lenses rabbit hole. It's the way that people treat you so much nicer when you have colorful eyes. And it's the way that people really think like you're so much more worthy. Again, it's the way that like if you let you buy something that looks nothing like how you look, And the way people treat you, it can make you really think, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is how I'm really supposed to look. It's an important conversation whether or not people are ready to have it, but I know for me, putting on this wig doesn't feel good. I wish I didn't do this. I really wish I would have just worn my natural hair, would have done a twist out. Like, I really wish I would have prepared better, but I already knew I was going to do a wig. Like, it's the way that I told myself, you're just going to do a wig. And now I'm sitting in the consequence of that. Yeah. Wish me luck, bitch, because this wig looks crazy. I'm going to come back with it on. Don't worry, bitch. I'm going to let you see how I look when I come back, bitch, so you can see what I was giving, bitch. Pray for me. Pray. You know, so whoever, bitch. I'm open to all of them. Bye.